Mindful Adventures. Are you ready for your weekly dose of the blog post? This week is the third week of the Radical Alchemization Month. Yay! We've made it to the third week. I'm so excited, guys, because this week is all about the in-between. This is the space between the door closing and the next door opening, right? I don't know what the fuck is going on. All I know is that I can't go back. Like, we burned the boats. We're not going back. Like, we're all in it now, but I wish I could go back. At least back there, I knew what was going on. Well, I'm here to tell you, even though you have no idea what the fuck is going on, you have way more control, way more power than you're even realizing or opening up to your mind. So we're going to go ahead and dive into that today. My name is Jamila Luckett. I am your Commander-in-Chief here at A Mindful Adventure. I edit and everything. I'm everything at A Mindful Adventure at this current point in time. And today is also because I filmed this today in advance, today is also the new moon in Cancer. So it's really intense. Like, new moon in Cancer is all about depth of emotion and dealing with, Cancer is like the ultimate home. Cancer is like the place where you want to go to feel secure, right? And then a new moon in Cancer means that there's a blank slate, that there is like a space for us to return from nothing back to ourselves, because there's no light out at night, the new moon. So I hope that made sense. I hope that's helpful. Oh, and at any point during this you decide, hey, I actually want to go read the blog post, or I want more direct information, the blog post is there for you down in the description below. It's titled Locking in Safety Before the Fog Clears at the Crossroads, because it's foggy. You can't see anything, you can't really hear anything. I mean, honestly, it's more like a snowstorm, right? It's more like a snowstorm. You can't see anything or hear anything. All you can see is like white everywhere. And you're moving, but you can't really see. But I guess I gotta just use the example from the blog post, which is basically the Crossroads. I know, it's like 3 different examples. The Crossroads is like skydiving, blindfolded in a steel box, plummeting, coming out of the sky. You can't feel anything, you can't hear anything, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You just know that you're moving, and that's it. That's all you know. But you don't know where you're going, when you're gonna land, when anything is gonna happen, right? Because you're like completely in like sensory deprivation. Like, you're literally in like a space of unknown, and in the space of unknown, we don't have any certainty. There is nothing to look for. There is nothing to really hold on to, right? But there's things that we can do in the unknown to make it safe for us. So when we come out of the unknown, that new door opens and we see why we went through all that shit, that we can now embody our lives in a better way, in a more grounded, foundational way, because we already have the mindset needed to hold our new reality that's coming in through the new door that we don't know where it is yet, because the other door just closed, or the boats are burned and now you can't go back, but you're in the state in between, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about the safety, bro. So basically what I want to tell you guys, right? Like, so we have this thing, right? Our bodies. This physical meat suit, right? It exists in this plane of reality, but then we also have our spiritual existence, which is our soul, our spirit, our energy, our life force, and that is inhabiting this body in a way, because I believe there's a little bit more to it than just like a spirit in the body. I think the body is in the spirit, but anywho, so the spiritual body is in the physical body, and when the spiritual body is growing, the internal, the stuff that we're aware of but other people are not aware of because they're not us, right? When that's growing and developing, I don't want to make sure I'm not going to step on the incense. I have an incense back here. Make sure I don't drop Bear either, because Bear, I love Bear. Anyway, so while you're in the middle of that, like, you got to realize that you're expanding, right? And energy, we experience energy comes in waves, and we are made of energy, but our our bodies perceive vibrations, which is also another form of energy, but much like sound and like light, there's a wave. There's crests, the top part, and then there's troughs, you know, the lowest part. And when we're trying to realign ourselves, it looks like two different waves kind of like coming at each other, clashing. And so when we're trying to regulate ourselves, it feels like we have these high highs and low lows. And it might not feel like, oh my God, like I'm at the rock bottom, and then now you're like, oh my God, I'm having the best time of my life. It's like I'm going to Disney World or what, you know, whatever. It might not be like that, but it can just be an emotional like high and low. It could be kind of subtle too. But what I've noticed is that my highs and my lows change when I'm growing, because the container, the energy that I now have around me is bigger. Like the container is bigger. I can now hold more energy, hold more experience. So it's like, it's a difference between like when you know, make waves in a tub, in a little tiny tub, you know, the waves, you know, they can get pretty, you know, they can get, you know, whatever, but they're not gonna like crazy, like massive, huge fucking waves. But do the same thing in a big ass pool, you're gonna get deep ass, like huge fucking waves, right? Like there's a difference. Like you're gonna have higher highs and lower lows. So when you're growing, when you're expanding, you have the capacity to have those bigger waves. You have the capacity to have higher highs and lower lows. So when you're going through the first initial transformation, it feels crazy. It feels like, oh my God, what did I do something wrong? Because like 1 minute I'm fine, the next minute I'm like going through it, and it feels all wrong. It feels like, what am I doing here? It feels like, what the fuck is happening? If you've been there, raise your hand, because I know I've obviously been there if I'm talking about it, right? Every grease thing. It's like an emotional whiplash, and you got to realize that your body, your nervous system, specifically your nervous system, is trying to work with all of that energy, because our nervous system, I believe, is directly connected to our energy field, to our spirit. Literally, I believe that it's our direct contact with our guides, with our spirit guides, with the creator, with things of that nature that we can feel it in our bodies, right? Plus our nervous system also like control like our entire bodies. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was a thing. I haven't looked to see if there's any like studies, but maybe there are. I need to go do some I need to go look at some more studies. All right, and I'll stop getting tongue-tied. Go back to the topic, right? So the brain panics when we have uncertainty, right? And during these up and down troughs, up and down waves, it feels like uncertainty, because we don't know when we're going to be at the high and when we're going to be at the low. We just know that it's going to happen. This is something that the brain hates, right? Like for hundreds of thousands of years, the human species, we have evolved to recognize that change, uncertainty, equals most likely certain death. So if something's different, something's changed, something's not the way that it used to be, then there's a good chance that you might die. Well, we're not in that amount of immediate threat or violence or danger anymore. We're actually more safe than we have been our entire existence. So like, you being yourself, being different from other people, you being the black sheep of the family, you standing out, you whatever, right? Not being the same as anybody else, that's not gonna get you killed like it would have back in the day. Like you would have like had no food, no water, no nothing. In this day of age, there's a lot of people that are more accepting, a lot of people that are more open. I'm not saying that there aren't still people out there that are super against things that seem different and are essentially changed, but that just goes to show how much evolution they've done on their part. And that's all I'm going to talk about it, because I could totally get into politics and we're not doing that. But just know that the way other people act really shows how deep they care about themselves, right? Anywho, so in order to like deal with these highs and lows and this uncertainty, we need to realize that the only thing we can control is ourselves. My knee got bit earlier today and now it's itching right now, but I sprayed myself earlier. Like, it's mosquitoes, okay? It's Texas, all right? Anyway, but So when we're in this uncertainty, when we're scared, when we don't know what's going on, and we're in the wave of the planet. Can you guys get off me? It's like there's two little tiny bugs. It was just like, I'm like, yeah, you know, you both need to leave. Like, we're not dancing on my hand today. Anyway, but in order to avoid, or not avoid, but in order to step away from that roller coaster ride, I suggest that we find the neutrality. So in the middle of the ups and downs, let me try to get it even as possible. Where is that neutral? That, you know, this paper, this white line, this silver lining. Where is that on there? And like, find where it is. One of the things I can tell you, like, being neutral, right? Hi. Being neutral is not about being neutral is not about this moth. I don't know. I was trying to give him a place to land and he flew in my face. Anyway, being neutral is not being cold-hearted. It's not being closed off. It's not being shut down to the world around you. Being neutral is you being in your own power. Being neutral is you choosing to, instead of trying to claw your way back up to the top of the fucking hill or the mountain or the top, the peak, the crest, you know what I mean? From all the way the fuck down there, you're just trying to get to that middle line, that middle baseline. It's not, you don't have to like struggle all the way to the top. But of course, in our minds, because our minds are little dopamine junkies, dopamine is that feel-good chemical, feel-good hormone that we release to basically tell ourselves, you did a good job, good job. So we love that. Like, we love validation. We love knowing that we're doing a good job. We love knowing things. We love these things, right? So getting back to neutral may seem like, I don't really want that. I want to be at the top when I feel good, when I like that, when I'm feeling amazing in my body. And well, okay, that's great and all, but like, clawing your way from the bottom to the top by either trying to ignore it, suppress it, or literally physically trying to claw your way back into having like that high moment, then you're literally gonna fail more times than not. And it's a lot easier to get from neutral to a high spot. Like, I know that from experience recently. Literally was like, okay, I'm tired. I'm tired of feeling like shit. I'm tired of going up and down. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna stay neutral. Someone comes into my space, whatever, I'm neutral towards them. I remain neutral in my own power. If something goes on in my head, okay, that's cool, that's nice. Let it pass. I'm doing mindfulness practices with my mind, right? Because I don't want to sit there and get super involved and all wrapped up in negativity, or wrapped up in something I just don't want to be wrapped up in. Like, I have a lot of things going on in my head, projects that I'm working on and things like that, but I don't need to think about them all the fucking time, right? So I just, hey, I'm thinking about that thing. Okay, well, we'll bring that up when I go and actually work on that thing, right? And I've just been doing that, like, just staying in that neutral space. And if you're like, well, what the fuck is neutral? Like, how do you stay neutral? What does that even mean? Well, guess what? Neutral is like the baseline frequency that you wake up in. Like, when you wake up, you are neutral. You wake up, you're not feeling one way or another. You're just like, I'm awake. Cool. I mean, unless you wake up in a panic and, you know, it's a different story. But when you wake up, you know, you're neutral, right? And when you are in that state of embodiment, remaining neutral actually helps you conserve your energy so that you are better able to co-create later on. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this, right? It's co-creating with the creator, right? Basically being like the gods of our own universe is really cool. I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but I just want you guys to realize that remaining in this neutrality helps you keep that energy so that you are able to. But you can also just stay in neutrality throughout the whole phase of being in the unknown, which is fine, and that's okay. The creator will do what they do best because they're the most amazing, and they'll do it all for you. But you can actually sit there and be like, hey, actually, I kind of want to do this too, or like, I want to be this person, but also like want to have like these things, or like I want to be this person and I want to be able to do these things, or, you know, whatever. But you're also like I'm gonna get into it, I need to stop. But you basically are able to conserve your energy so you can do that, which is super fun and amazing. And while I was writing the blog post, I realized, oh, so this is how it works. Like, when I was sitting there thinking about it, I have all kinds of breakthroughs and stuff while I'm writing. Okay, I was making sure the incense over there. Okay. So, I suggest, right? Well, actually, hold on a second. I realized that I said I was going to get into it later. I'm not going to get into that until, well, you go to the blog post and it'll get into that there. But I do want you guys to realize that when you come into this space where you have your conserved energy and you're like, okay, well, what do I want to do with that? Like, who do I want to be? Like, think about, like, this question, who do you want to be when you grow up? Or what do you want to be when you grow up? You know what I mean? And when you think about it like you would as a child. Like, maybe you still want to be an astronaut. That's possible. I don't know how old you are, but it's possible. Like, anything is possible. You put your fucking mind to it. Like, seriously. Like, I've been telling people, like, hey, you're fucking 40 years old. You said you want to do what? Well, why don't you go ahead and go do it? You might become the best in that. You have no fucking idea. Some people find success later on in life after they've experienced more things. And that's fine, because everyone has a different journey. Everyone has a different way of expressing themselves and committing to themselves. So, keep an open mind. That's the best thing I have for you. But what I'm trying to say is, when you're thinking about those things, keep a childlike mind, because that childlike mind thinks anything is possible. And in the space of neutrality, it is literally quantum superposition. Yes. And in this quantum superposition, everything and nothing exists at the same time. If that sounds familiar, you're probably thinking, oh, that sounds like Schrodinger's cat. Yes, that's exactly what it is. The cat is alive and dead at the same time, but you don't know until you look at it. Right? Until you open the box. Did the vial break? Did it break when you opened it? Did it not break? Did it fail entirely? Is the cat still alive? You know what I mean? So, it's the same thing. You're literally in, like, you are the cat in this situation, though. No one really knows, well, not no one, but, like, you don't really know what state you're in until you get through it. So, that is the unknown. But also in that space of the unknown, because nothing exists and everything exists at the same time, you have the ability to change the trajectory of where it's going to go. Like, if you decide that in this state you're going to be a fucking miserable person that just thinks everything is happening to them and nothing's good's happening, and like everything you worked for is a lie, which is what I used to think of. And sometimes I do still slip into that. I'm not perfect, okay? I used to, like, literally be like, damn, I worked hard for what? For nothing? Like, what the fuck is this? I found myself doing that the other day, and I was like, okay, Jamila, hold on a second. A door just closed. What the fuck are you doing? There's another door that has yet to open. We don't even know where it is, what the key is, what the door even looks like. We don't even know what's going to be behind that door, but we do know that whatever's behind that door is where to place whatever that other door closed on, right? But for now, I'm in the middle. Like, I had to tell myself, chill. And that's when I started implementing the neutral thing. Literally, like, it's funny because I planned this whole month, a month in advance. And the week of, I'm getting, like, the cosmic lesson of a lifetime. I love this. I love teaching everything I'm going through as I'm going through it. It helps drill into my brain, and I hope it helps you guys too, because I don't think there's anything better than someone who's literally going through it, or someone who has just recently gone through it, so they can help you and share with you their insights and the things that they learned. Because who's a better teacher? Like, who's gonna teach you how to dog better than a dog, right? Like, who's gonna teach you how to be a tree better than a tree, right? You know what I mean? So, like, observe from somebody you want to learn from. And also at the same time, like I said, I'm just a guide here. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do, right? I'm not the commander-in-chief of your life. That's up to you. I'm just here to guide you guys and tell you guys what I did. And if it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it gets the gears going in the right direction, then I've done my job. And I am grateful for that. Okay, but let me go back to the morning routine I was talking about. So, every morning after we wake up, not only have we reset ourselves, but we're also in this state of programmability. In other words, we are extremely suggestible, and we can start to implement new habits. So, like, it takes 21 days to implement new habits, right? And it comes with intentional action towards that habit. Well, during this section of time, it's literally 60 to 90 minutes after you wake up. You can literally do the programming at that time, right? But the thing I suggest for you is, and honestly for anybody, like, seriously, if you guys want better quality days, like, stay off your phone at least 30 minutes after you wake up. Like, if the alarm goes off, okay, cool, dismiss it, turn it off, whatever. Put the fucking phone down. Don't fucking touch it. go do something else for 30 minutes. Like, go do some gentle movements. Go for a 30-minute walk. Breathe with yourself. Journal. Sing. I don't know, do squats. Anything, literally anything but get on that fucking phone. Because in that first 60 to 90 minutes, whatever information you take in and whatever you do during that situation, it influences the rest of your entire day. So if you immediately wake up, get on your phone, and then you go onto the internet, onto the social medias or whatever, and you get on there and you see, like, this fucking crazy thing is happening in your town or whatever, you're gonna start to stress out. And it's probably gonna make you stress out for the rest of the day. Like, it might not be on the forefront of your mind, but the rest of your day might become frantic. If you ever had that happen with something similar, I'm telling you guys, if this shit's real, this shit's fucking real. That's how our brains work. One of the things I like to do is I actually like to prolong that period of time because I like to meditate. And I started off only meditating like 5-10 minutes, and then now I meditate for like hours sometimes. It just depends on the morning. But one of the things I do is literally immediately after I wake up, because I'm still in that suggestible state, and I'm also just waking up, I can get myself back into a state of being like, of my body being asleep. Like, literally my watch starts saying, oh, you're asleep, but I'm not asleep. I'm in meditation. My mind's still going, but my body is relaxed. My heart is relaxed. All this is relaxed, but up here is going. And during that time, I do affirmations. I build myself up. I talk to my guides in that time too. They don't always come to me. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they show me something, sometimes they don't. It just depends on what kind of day it is. But I talk to my guides during this state because you're in the section between consciousness and sleep, and that's kind of, it's almost like being in the other world, right? And being in the secondary world, because we have this physical world, right? Then we have the energetic world, where our spirit, we can see our spirits in this realm, and the spirits can see us, and we can be perceived in that way. I don't know. I was getting real tongue-tied. But anywho, I mean, that's an advanced, like, meditation, and also at the same time, like, you gotta be really compassionate towards yourself, because there's a lot of times I fall asleep. But I notice that when I fall asleep, especially if I have dreams during that time, it's like it really sticks. So like the stuff that my guides show me, or the things that I find within myself, sometimes I find things while I meditate. And the thing is about this meditation too, it's more similar to a hypnosis, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But I meditate to get to that state, okay? But what I was trying to say is, you can start off meditating with like 5 minutes, or you can just breathe. You can also literally breathe. You can do, I wrote it down on a different piece of paper. It's called the Okataka breathing. My brain keeps wanting to say Okazaki fragments, and if you know anything about translating DNA and RNA, then that should make sense to you. My brain is no. It's like it's Okataka. I think it's something. Put it right here. It's a breathing technique where you take a deep breath in and you exhale as slowly as possible through a very small opening in your mouth. And the longer the exhale, the more it regulates and brings your nervous system back into alignment, and you have more control over whether or not you panic or not. It's just really nice. Also, box breathing. You're breathing the same amount of time for each cycle of a breath, so you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, breathe in for 4. And I understand sometimes the holding out thing can like definitely put people in a state of panic. I get it, especially if you're claustrophobic, or maybe you fear suffocation. I understand that. Start with a smaller number and work your way up. Don't just like I said, I meditate for hours. Don't fucking just jump in that shit and just like think you can do it. Like, no. You gotta start where you can start. And also, there's lots of guided meditations and guided breath work and all that stuff here on the fucking internet, on the YouTube. So go check it out. So go check it out. Go type it in after this video. Seriously, go find somebody you like to watch. I think one of the people on there that I watch, his name is Sandy. Fucking, I love his breathwork stuff. Like, go check these people out. Go check out, not just these people, but go check out internet, literally type in, I want to do this type of breathing, and then look up a guided thing, or you want to do this type of meditation, look it up, or whatever. Literally, the world is your oyster. If you're seeing me on this app, that means you have so many resources. Anyway. So, yeah. So in this state of the unknown, we want to remain in that childlike mentality where the sky isn't the limit. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do, right? And if you stay in that, in the neutral, and embody the person that you want to be when the fog clears, when that door appears, when you know, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or this is what I am going to be doing now because this is my life, then, and only then, no, I'm just kidding, that doesn't work. I'm just saying, like, up until then, embody that person you want to be, because this whole time, last month, we're literally building tools that we can use when we become that person, to become that person. Those tools that we already have, those habits that we've been building, those habits can be put into us now and used into us now, right now, in this moment. So when our realities finally finish shifting and work for us, right? Because that's the whole point of of taking the time to go through all that, right? You'll be ready, you'll be equipped, and there's nothing anyone can do to take it away from you because you already have the mental space, the mental capacity for it. The biggest thing about manifestation that a lot of people miss, because that's ultimately what we're talking about, is the mindset. Mindset is one of the most difficult things to change and to influence. So do take all of your time. Do not rush yourself. Be kind and courteous and understanding with yourself, because if you don't do it, then who's going to do it for you? No one's going to do this for you. No one can change your mind for you. Now, you can have close near-death experiences that change your mind, but that's not something that is honest. It's sustainable in a way, but I'm not saying, like, go put yourself in near-death experiences. You can do other things to do that. If you're a guy, I know ego death is one of those things that's really helpful. So, like, cold plunges help with that. There's some other stuff too, like simply holding your breath for a long period of time until you start to panic. All kinds of things. But that's called ikigai, which is a Japanese thing. Anywho, so this is the end of this video, and I have a prompt for you guys. What is your go-to mundane activity, like washing your hands, organizing your desk, or stretching, that instantly helps you find your baseline gravity when everything else is up in the air? Reading that just reminded me that I did not tell you guys what, like, neutral also means, like the baseline and neutral. I know that my screen is dark, but maybe I can do this. Hopefully that's helpful. The sun's going down. But anyway, so, like, literally things like taking a shower, taking a shit, like, I don't know, folding your clothes, you know, you're not feeling any type of way, you're just doing these things because they're things you do all the time, and you're not feeling any particular way because there's no reason to feel any particular way. That's just normal everyday shit, like breathing. Like, you get crazy when you're, oh my god, I'm fucking breathing, oh, like, maybe if you died, but, you know what I mean, like, what's the thing that gets you back in that neutrality? What can you use to help you enter neutrality when you're in the quantum superposition? Okay. So if you guys want any more of this, if you guys want obviously more information, you can go check out the blog post down below. I told you guys the name of it earlier. I believe I will have some links up as this video has gone on. Cards have popped up. Those cards have respectable blog posts linked down below, so you can go check those out. And of course, if you want more of this information, you want more of this energy sent straight to you on your phone, you can go check out my social medias on the channel homepage or down below in the link tree, as well as the website is in the link tree. And I also have a Amazon gift list, so if you guys want to get me stuff, like, you could do that. I'd appreciate it. It'd be helpful. Or if you guys want to just give me a monetary donation of money, would be great, because there's some expenses that are coming up for the website that I need to pay, and it would be so helpful if you guys help me out with that. You can use Zelle, Cash App, or PayPal. Those are the options. But I am definitely going to be working more intensely on getting the store done, so that it doesn't have to be this weird roundabout thing. Yeah. I love you guys so very much. Honestly, comment down below so I know who you guys are. I know this is helping you, and I know that this is reaching you guys, because that's the biggest thing for me, is that knowing that this is reaching you guys, because I love you guys. Also, sign up for the newsletter. And it's so dark now. Okay. Sign up for the newsletter on the website. I love you guys so very much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.